Recently, the Babylon Bee made a video poking fun at apostates from evangelicalism. So here are the highlights.
I was raised in the church. I participated in youth group, went on multiple mission trips. I guess you could have called me an evangelical. But now, I'm an ex-evangelical, and my unique deconversion story that is exactly the same as every other deconversion story must be told. A college professor asked me how a loving God could oppose homosexuality, and it occurred to me that I had never once thought about what I believed, and I abandoned my faith like that. Have you heard of science? If God was real, then why science? Now that I no longer believe in that stuff, I have so much self-doubt. I judge other people all the time, and I'm repressed like never before, all in the name of myself.
First of all, at least some of the original video made me laugh, which is surprising since the bee isn't really that funny anymore. But regardless, for further context, the full video is linked in the description. What I want to focus on here, though, is the framing. It's pretty clear that they're trying to make fun of an alleged pattern. People who deconvert from evangelicalism look like this, I guess.
That is exactly the same as every other deconversion story.
Okay, but if we're going to make simplistic, sweeping generalizations about entire groups of people, I would submit that they're not even doing a very good job of it. Which, frankly, speaks to how fearful and out of touch most conservative Christians actually are. Many of them are terrified, and would rather laugh nervously at something like this than deal with the reality of their cultural decline, or, heaven forbid, face the fact that many of their beliefs are borderline indefensible. But it's okay, because I'm here to help. If we're going to play the game of making fun of the patterns of the people we disagree with, I would submit that skeptics have a way more persuasive story to tell about the existence of evangelicals than evangelicals do about the existence of ex-evangelicals. Hi. My name is John, and here's my unique conversion story that's just so different than anyone else's. I was raised in a Christian home, and at one point I felt bad. And my parents were all like, "You should feel bad, Johnny. You're a naughty boy." Then they told me they loved me so much and that they didn't want me to burn forever in hell. They didn't want that for me. And as a child with barely any cognitive development, of course I believed them. They were trying to protect me from eternal torture. Then they told me that the way out was that there was this guy who is also God, and he was tortured instead of me, so I didn't have to be. Lucky for me, there's a perfectly just God who just sort of looked the other way at my naughtiness because he punished another person, right? God punishing God. Makes total sense. They said all these things, and in that moment when I was 6 years old, I just opened my heart to Jesus. And from there I bowed my little head, folded my little hands, and said, "Dear Jesus, please forgive me of my naughty 6-year-old thoughts. I know I deserve to suffer forever because of them. Please forgive me." And so when I said that prayer, wow, it was like a weight was lifted off. I was crying, my parents were crying, because I got saved. Oh wait, hold on. I think I missed something. Hi, my name is, and I converted when I was older.
I went home that night and I found a New Testament, and I began to read it for the first time. And as I did, I was absolutely captivated by the person of Jesus of Nazareth. There was a ring of truth about this man's teachings that was undeniable. I just came to the end of my rope and cried out to God one night. And as I cried out all the anger and the bitterness that was in me, I felt this tremendous infusion of joy, like a balloon.
When I was 14 and prayed about the Book of Mormon, before I could even get the words out, I just felt the Spirit in my heart just really strong, and I just felt so filled with light. It's confirmed to me in my heart that these things are true, and so.
Supplication, Allah help me to the truth. If you guide me to the truth, I'll never leave it. And I knew in my heart, Allah was telling me in my heart that Islam, this is true, you know. And I knew right there it's the correct religion.
I just wish that people out there could understand how much we feel and know this is real. This is not a fantasy. I know. I didn't have to believe. I knew.
Yeah, in case you hadn't noticed it, Christians, what you call the inner testimony of the Holy Spirit looks suspiciously like trusting the feels, and that sort of experience doesn't seem at all unique to Christianity. Are you offended by that? Well, maybe that's the point. To show that you'll go from laughing at a bad piece of satire to suddenly demanding nuance when it applies to you.